Everyone. Brave soldiers and warriors saving the world is way too cliché, but sometimes others whose craft is not war can do that too. Hard work and a hell lot of practice can help you compensate something you lack. So today, I'll tell you about a game where I'll be grinding your way towards bringing peace to the kingdom. For I'm CringeLord, and this video is about Blades of Fire. Devs came up with a rare mechanic, character development without leveling up, which has taken an unusual form here. But things start with a way simpler thing, tutorial. Game mechanics are shown to you, but not all are well explained. The hardest thing will probably be switching weapons, but there is an alternative way with numbers. That is also the time when you're introduced to the main mechanic of character development, forging. It is made in form of minigame. The later the game is, the stronger materials and recipes you get. That results in better weapons with greater damage. Grab the weapon you've made and you're ready to explore the world. You'll find a decent amount of good stuff. Health and stamina upgrades, statues containing new weapon parts. And of course, good things don't come into our life without challenge. Enemies are spread across the world. There's almost no place where you'll be safe, no matter where you go. We think that normal ads are less of a death threat than the elite brothers in ours. Not even mentioning bosses. The boss fights, by the way, will be the ultimate challenge here. It's not only a skill check, but also a DPS check. So you need to prepare carefully, figure out the best weapon to use against the boss and craft it with the best materials you have. And the weapons come with 3 types of damage: slashing, piercing and blunt. Some have stances allowing you to change weapon damage. You need to mix those, due to enemies having resistances. After you've prepared and defeated the boss, you can repeat the boss fight with weapon enhancements as a reward. Those are extremely useful, and you will be doing all of that to progress the main quest. Side ones are not included this time, and that's pretty much it. The story is okayish, but probably not the best part of Blades of Fire. You will take the role of a land deliverer, almost a land alone of fantasy world. That was your normal day, and the forging routine was usual. Suddenly you heard shouts for help, and you were not the one who would ignore it. You were not able to proceed away from your house, as you heard other sounds, the clank of armor. The Queen's soldiers came out of the woods. Their evil faces made it clear. Their intentions weren't noblest. A few seconds and you were fighting. Unfortunately for them, you were a skilled warrior. Their misery ended quickly, and you hurried to the sounds of battle. Your friend Dorian was protecting his and his apprentice's life. You want time to help, but not to protect your friend, who got gravely hurt. It was time for him to complete his mission, but weren't able to explain a single thing due to the injuries. You took the present and apprentice to safety, your home. Later you studied the present and uncovered that it was a mythical forger's hammer, 1 out of the 7. You sent the apprentice away, so you can test an ancient relic. The connection between you and the hammer sent you to the Forge of Gods. Once you awakened after teleportation, the god of Smithery stood before you. He cleared some of the questions you had and asked you to demonstrate your craft. The result was satisfying, and you are sent back to the realm of mortals with a souvenir you had made. You awakened right on time. The Queen's dogs followed your trails and came right after you. It didn't take much time to get rid of them, but you could no longer stay here. So you grabbed the apprentice and set on the journey to defeat the ruler of the kingdom, the Queen. The story is more or less vanilla, but it's not deprived of unexpected twists. Developers describe it as a dark fantasy story, but it's pretty much a standard fairy tale with a bit of darkness. The story covers not many topics, but primary ones are love and lust for power. There is no need to say much about the world and design of the game. It's just beautiful. The world itself is linear and consists of many corridors, but at the same time you are given space for exploration. And while you do so, you can enjoy the views the game offers. Villages, castles, forests, tombs, desert, mountains, and so on. Those locations are professionally designed, surrounding you with beauty no matter where you look. The music enhances it and makes it more immersive. And of course, enemies. Unfortunately, Blades of Fire can provide you with a vast choice of enemies, something around 30 overall. The most common will be human soldiers, low-tier magical and beast-like creatures, and those will vary in their design. Others will remain the same. To fight, you will have weapons which are designed mostly as real-life weapons. Maybe not well suited for a fantasy game, but nice to see something for a change instead of strange or log-sized weapons. Now let's talk about issues the game has. First and the most important is the downside of the character development I mentioned. The idea lies in making stronger weapons which require lots of resources, and you may be forced to farm them at some point. Not the most interesting process, I should say. The bosses will require you to have the best weapon possible, otherwise you're risking to extend the fight for far too long, which most certainly means trouble and restart, due to them being not really well balanced. There are weapon enhancements to help you, but you need to speedrun the boss and get a weapon with good damage for it. After that, you will also need to slay lots of enemies to be able to put enhancement, which means the weapon will lose some of its durability. Overall, the weapons will break constantly, the game won't give you many healing flasks, and the bosses will deal a lot of damage, even at normal difficulty. So such gameplay style is surely not for everyone. The second one is that forging is the main mechanic, but it's not explained properly and you're not given any tutorial on how to use all the instruments available for it. You just need to figure out everything yourself, and that will take some time. This is such a mechanic as deflection. When you hit the wall or another object you strike is deflected, but that mechanic is not applied to enemies. There are way too many narrow spaces in the game, you get what it means. The next one is that devs make you run back and forth, and run a lot, when progressing the main quest. Revisiting old locations is a good thing, but here it's done quite badly. You just go, talk or grab an item, then return. It's quite mundane. Extra events and the story wouldn't hurt here. You're not given much of the story overall, but it also has issues like you talk with Smeary God only at the start, then it's as if he is non-existent anymore. Some characters appear then disappear completely, like a mirage, and only Ellen and Edzo are made comparatively good. And since it's a big game, Blades of Fire couldn't avoid the Vogue touch. The way your sidekick looks. My first impression was that it's a girl, but it turned out to be a boy. Here women are considered strong characters when they're not, and there's a particular dialogue when Ellen says how bad the world of men is. But there's nothing more than that. Blades of Fire is an interesting experience, and not a bad game, but surely not for everyone. It's not innovative, but using a non-standard approach is commendable. As I mentioned, Blades of Fire is a game made not for everyone. Niche solutions and a lot of grind can potentially make you drop it. When you start, the game seems pretty okayish, a mix of Souls-like game and some action RPG. Things go smoothly at the start, until you reach the first boss. The difference between what you need and what you have used will be huge. The first boss will be a challenge. The second one, in the Crimson Fort, will be even more of a challenge. And that's just the first location. The boss balance is quite questionable. They have a lot of HP. I played on normal and it surely didn't seem like normal difficulty. It's doable, but you will need to prepare like it's your last fight. And while progressing through the story, you will be exploring a lot. And oh man, it's so confusing at times. But devs actually made hints. You need to open a map, and there you can make a quest marker appear. I figured it out quite late. If you won't be using it, you'll be running around the place you need to go for hours. The main feature is rather controversial. I'm talking about forging. It really lacks a proper tutorial and explanation on how to do it right. And you don't get enough resources to make good weapons constantly. This deficit is worst about forging. The game is rather long, something like 30 to 80 hours, depending on how much you want to do. But it is artificially extended by grind, saving good weapons for tough fights, and one more thing. Remember about running back and forth. The main quest is made this way. You progress slowly and steadily. then you hit the wall, and the game sends you back to the places you already visited. It constantly happens during map 1 and 2. The story is okayish, pretty vanilla. Devs describe it as dark fantasy, but what's so dark about it, I couldn't figure out. Yet again, not without issues, but still interesting. Aesthetics of the game are great, plenty of good views to see and okayish diversity of enemies to fight, but that can be said about bosses. On the bright side, Blades of Fire is still interesting to play. The battle system is not ideal, but quite fun, but only if you're into Souls games and have tolerance towards doing repetitive stuff, otherwise you probably won't enjoy it, and it's better to watch the walkthrough. So, the base price is $40, a bit costly but rather standard price for a game of such scale. During sale it gets $30, which is more or less adequate, but I would wait when it hits $20. I can't exactly recommend or not recommend this one, but you need to really think about all the issues before considering a purchase. I thank you for watching, and I would like to know, did you play this game? What do you think about it? Do you consider it a good game? Let me know in the comment section below. I fare you well, and I'll see you in the next video.